Yes, I have been racially profiled before. As I was coming out of my father's shop around the corner, I was walking up the running up the road, and I was looking for a personal belonging. And two officers ran up the road, and they were going in their walkie-talkie saying that they found him. Mistaken identity. At the end of the day, they came up to me and they grabbed me and pinned me to the wall. And all I saw, literally 2 seconds later, six cars rolled up, and I saw a chief, a police, one of the Metropolitan Police chief came over to me, came up in my face and said, "Oh, well, I'm going to take you down to the station." I said, "Where are you taking me to the station for what?" Apparently, you were seen, what do you call it, vandalizing and trying to break into someone's car. I said, "Well, that weren't me."
With the continued, reports on, oh, racism doesn't exist in Britain, or this, that, and all that kind of stuff, that continued narrative of, yeah, it doesn't exist. I don't think they realise just how much that plays on like black people's minds. You're essentially telling them that experience is not real.
Well, I've been with a group of friends, a few white males and a few black males. And then when they've been stopped, they let my white friends go. But then we were searched. I think that was unfair. And I think that was because of race.
How many times have you been stopped and searched in the past then?
In the past?
In the past, just
Oh, quite a few times. I can't count. Quite a few times.
When I was joining my basketball team, yeah, and they more like put more pressure on me to be doing all the work because they thought they assumed that I'll be doing good.
Because I'm a dark skinned girl, I usually get told that as I'm dark skinned, I'm aggressive and loud and just rude and all that, which I don't understand because it's not true. So yeah.
Have you ever been treated differently because of your race?
No. Can't say I have.
Have you ever been racially profiled?
Loads of times. When you have people making, snide remarks about your race, what you eat, stereotypes, when you walk down the road and somebody puts their phone in their pocket, or you sit at the bus stop and people get up and move. It's a bit annoying because I don't trouble nobody. I just go about my day just like everybody else. So I was at work and a group of 12 men came into work and we was ordering, we was taking their orders. And while I went up to take one of their orders to them, I said their order, I was like, "Here's your food." And they were like, they looked at me actually and was like, they looked at me with disgust. Like, I can't really explain. It's like, they looked at me like I wasn't there. Like, I kind of was invisible to them. I said, "Here's your food." They looked at me, went back to their conversation. But then my other colleague, who is a white male, went up to them and they were all open arms.
Basically, he was walking and the tear sheet was like coming out of the road. So they looked at us. We looked at them. Then it was like, "Okay, cool. Just look straight." But they stopped in the middle of the road and next thing you know, like 6 officers jumped out of nowhere. But the first thing I actually done was, I said, I ain't answered nothing until I turned on my phone and put the camera on. So I put the camera on and they were speaking to me, like saying stuff, talk about certain laws or the reason why they're detaining me. But obviously I know my rights and actually know the details because I teach it as well.
Think it's important to know the rights?
Of course, very important. Like one of the top 10, because in that situation I wouldn't, there was a situation before where I didn't know my rights and I got arrested and I got my rights taken advantage of again because I didn't know my rights. But in this situation it couldn't get to that point.
It's hard to know that there are many people who have been discriminated daily, more than once, and it's just quite unimaginable.
Well, I was treated with disrespect.
So do you feel that you have the kind of support that you would want or someone to go to?
Outside school, yeah. Inside school, no, just because people who are underneath the tops can't do anything because they're at the bottom. So
He looked at us saying that, "Oh, we're gonna do this and this." We don't like that. Kind of felt humiliated and angry at the same time because it was in front of literally everyone there, and The guy, he kind of seemed like he enjoyed it in a way, which just annoyed me in a way, you know.
When your family member could see you, where a young person that you be working with could see you, when your boss may see you whilst in Hackney, like it's crazy to be honest. It was pointless and it was upsetting to be honest. It's embarrassing getting stopped.
Personally, I thought that was disgusting. For me, it was in front of my home. It was in front of my family. It was not great, and yeah, it was terrifying. It was traumatizing a little bit.
Like I said, it just makes you really aware and really on edge. You're never quite comfortable and you never quite feel safe.
On top of that as well, they don't approach situations calmly either. Do you know what I mean? And it gives you that low self-esteem and trust in them. When they do something like that, you feel there's no care anymore. Do you know what I mean? Or justice for the general public at all, or for communities. It's not great.
So let's say you saw a police car, for example, going by. How would you feel?
Well, my first instinct is that they could be coming for me, so I'll check my surroundings, and then
How do you feel having an instinct of the police, someone who's meant to protect you, but you actually feel them?
I don't think that should be the case. I think I should be able to trust them.
I feel a little bit on edge, but I'll keep trying to act normal in a way. I keep walking.
And would you say that you feel separated from other races due to that?
I wouldn't say I would feel separated, but I feel like there will always be like a bit of a distance between us, in a way.
Well, I don't have nothing to hide, so I'm not going to run. But in my mind, it would be like, how can I get out of this?
I would feel normal, depends where I am, but I feel normal.
Say that again?
Would you say you're trusting the police?
Yeah, no, the trust in police is gone, 100%. I don't believe in them at all.
The way they treat them is not right. Treating them animals.
How do you feel around the police?
I do not feel comfortable whatsoever. I don't. They haven't proven to, the black people that they have our best interests at heart. Every time they stop us is for some type of suspicion, which is ridiculous to be honest, because it doesn't matter if you're white, black, Chinese, Asian, wherever. There's criminals everywhere, but to paint it out like only black people are the aggressors when there's evil over all races, it just is crazy to me, to be honest.
Would you say your trust in the police is gone?
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Would you trust the police to do the right thing?
No.
Would you like to explain why?
Because nowadays the police is just like very violent, and because of my skin colour they're a bit different, but yeah.
Would you say media has infected your opinion on the police?
Definitely.
What do you believe can be done to change this?
Number one, stop stereotyping people, regardless of where they come from. You might have a person of Islam, instead of saying that, the stereotypical stuff about the bags and shit, or as black people, how they say we're criminals and other countries and stuff like that. They need to stop stereotyping and look at everyone as human, treat everyone with respect, because even though they are here to protect and serve us, it doesn't feel like it.
That they shouldn't target someone because of their colour, their race. They should just keep it equal. Yeah, that's basically it.
The first step to actually working this out is for establishments and the system itself to acknowledge that racism is a thing, and it always has been a thing.
We are still 100% the future, innit? So it's about moving on and moving forward and seeing where we can go from stuff like this. So
if they treat everyone with equality, then there will be no problems.